All right, so for today's presentation, we're going to talk about the 9 greatest challenges that consultants face. So I appreciate you joining me. We're going to jump into this. This is something that every consultant faces day to day or has faced at some time, or it may be ahead of you. In any case, if you can work against these challenges, work through them, you can be a little bit more prepared to get started or get off the ground or just hit that next level of success wherever you happen to be. So we'll look at each of these challenges, identify the real problem that underlies, and also look at the solutions and how you need to approach them so that you can move forward and get past these roadblocks that are ahead of you. So let's dive right in. So the first challenge falls under this category of blind hope, and it is fixating on a magic bullet solution. So the problem here is that it seems more and more common every year that there are these magic bullet solutions out there for consultants, and it's a hot topic now. And as long as you join this online course, they'll teach you exactly how to grow a 7-figure business, and it's usually operated by some guy who's never done a real day of consulting in his life. And yet the allure and that promise of the riches and the ease of it all, that kind of claim is sexy enough to grab our attention, and we buy in because we're emotionally really invested in this idea. We really want that same outcome for ourselves, and if they can do it, so can I. And that promise of freedom and riches is just so alluring. I'm here to tell you that it simply doesn't work that way. There isn't a single path that everyone can take to riches. It isn't that clear and precise. It isn't that easy. Building a real business is a grind. It is possible, you can do it, but it isn't just an overnight success kind of thing. And you can't just buy into every story of, well, I started last month and now I'm already making 6 figures a month. It doesn't quite work like that. I'm sorry. Now, again, you can cut the line. The magic formula might not be out there. It isn't just to do some automated LinkedIn outreach or run some ads on Facebook or whatever the gimmick is that is being pushed. It isn't that simple. But what does work is consistency. Making consistent efforts is the main KPI that you need to use, the key performance indicator for your marketing to grow your business. How consistent am I in my efforts? That will lead you in the right direction. If you want to win clients, the magic bullet solution for a consultant is simple but effective planning that you can adhere to each day for several months. The next aspect, still a blind hope, is that you'll just do everything and anything to win clients, and that'll work out for you. So the idea here is that if we just do a bit of everything, we'll land clients. If we're posting on every social network, if we're writing blogs, if we're going to networking events, we send out some cold emails and set up an ad campaign, and eventually the collective sum of these activities will provide a big boost in business, and we'll just get that break that we need. In reality, less is more in marketing, and this is something that just about every company gets wrong. Not just consultants trying to market themselves, but 9-figure organizations that I've worked with as well. It's run the gamut, and if you're doing more than, say, 3 tactics as a consultant, you're probably in trouble. Instead, you need to find 2 tactics that work for you. One that is direct for short-term results, something where you can get in touch with potential clients right now, and one that is more of a thought leadership path for long-term development, both for your market and your place in it, and for your own self and your expertise. Doing less allows you to be highly effective in what you choose to do, and becoming an expert in the strategy that you use and being consistent with it over time is the real thing that's going to help you see success. Only then can you add another tactic. So if you have these 2 core tactics that are working well, you have a polished system, they're highly effective and you're an expert in them, then go ahead and add a 3rd one. But out of the gate, if you're trying to do all of these different things, it doesn't work out well. And this is also a mindset that will seep into all aspects of your business. So look at the services you provide. When you think, I need to do everything possible to get a consultation, to eventually get a client, you end up thinking, I need to offer everything and anything possible to win this client, whatever they might want, to maximize how much I earn from them, to keep them, and that's not a winning mindset. That's crippling. To try to make yourself fit whoever you reach out to does not work out well. To make your business, touch on so many different areas does not work out so well. And the final aspect of blind hope is this one. You had this thought in your mind. I'm not ready yet, but my time is coming soon. And honestly, starting too soon can be foolish. Starting too late is more foolish. There's never a perfect time. But this is always an easy excuse because starting anything is a bit scary. The best time to actually take the leap, to publish the article, to send the proposal, is when you feel like it is 80 to 90% ready. And that itself is intuition-based. You're going on your gut feeling, but it is better than waiting till it feels just right to be perfect. There's an element of letting go that you need to embrace here. And also understand that what you schedule is how you will get it done. So if you give a project 3 hours, that should be done in 2 hours. It's still going to take 3 hours. And the lesson here isn't to just give yourself limited time, but to be honest with yourself, to challenge yourself, but stay within reason. And ultimately stop waiting. Don't let time take advantage of you. Use it effectively for yourself. Now we're going into a new category of challenges. This is lack of clarity. And the first one here is just having the inability to decide on where you begin and what you do next. So finding clients itself is very much overwhelming. There are hyped up messages out there about how we can start a $1 million consulting business in a few weeks. And there's all these scattered methods about different ways to get clients, and everyone is into this high-ticket selling, coaching idea, and so on and so forth. And there's too many options, and each option has many variants of how you actually execute on that marketing activity. And you might have a marketing activity in mind, and you might know what you need to do, but then the thought comes up of a business card or a website or whatever it might be that distracts you, and then you go down that rabbit hole. What content do you need on the website? How are you going to get it designed? Where is it going to be hosted? All these little interrupting thoughts that aren't so important, but they distract you. Planning itself is an ugly term in entrepreneurship because of some loud talkers out there who just say hustle, hustle, hustle. And strategic planning is just for large corporations, and it slows you down, and you just need to sell, 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 get your customers in the door. That's the only thing that matters. There's some truth here. But the thing is, having a process to follow and a plan in place lets you know exactly what to do. And it's what allows you to go out there and hustle and sell. It keeps you focused and effective. You just need to make sure that process makes sense for you first, but slowing down a little bit is what allows you to speed ahead. Another element here is the dips in motivation that occur, and that's usually due to an uncertain path. And it's hard to stay on a path when you don't really know what the path looks like. Even then, if you have a plan, there's something about human nature that pushes us away from what we need to do at times. The most common thing I see with new consultants is when they don't see results fast enough, they jump ship to another marketing idea. Or they just stop marketing and they find other distractions. Both end up being counterproductive when you're trying to bring in revenue and build a business. So why does this happen? It's a beautiful thing to be your own boss, but no one is there to keep you accountable. You face rejection constantly, and you're alone, and that will beat you up over time. And the easiest thing to do in response is sit back and wait for incoming leads and referrals to come in. And then you can complain about every factor possible about how things aren't working out, but it's never about your own inaction. Again, we need to be honest with ourselves here. Look at your marketing activities like a New Year's resolution here. Think of any you've had in the past for yourself, actually. And when you have one you just don't really enjoy the behavior of, you end up stopping the activity even though you want the result. And the simple resolution is if you want to lose weight or add muscle or get more fit, but you hate working out and dieting, it's really hard to stick with it, even if you really want that end result. Marketing is just the same. This is why I teach an approach called personality-based marketing, and I'll talk about it more later, but stopping yourself from trying to commit to something you really don't enjoy is the first step. Finding a plan that works for you, that fits you, as well as your target market, is the major factor in your success in marketing. As a solo consultant in particular, or anyone who operates a small practice, if you need to go out there and drum up business, it needs to work for you in addition to the market itself. And the last element of lacking clarity is believing vision is only for large corporations. And honestly, entrepreneurs need vision too. And consultants are entrepreneurs. Having a vision for what you are seeking to accomplish is having purpose. And purpose is what enables consistent action and continual energy. There are always things that you don't necessarily feel like doing in the moment. Vision and purpose are what allow you to do it. And successful people are the ones that also do those actions when others succumb to avoidance. When you just choose to do the thing that is going to be just a distraction instead of what you know you really need to do. It comes back to this. Now, it's always good to outsource the things that you don't really want to do, but you know you should for your business, and focus on those things that energize you the most. But we don't all get to begin there. We might need to take another path in the meantime. And it often takes time to both discover what those things are that you should be doing and should be outsourcing, and to be able to outsource confidently. You need some experience in it yourself. In the moment, it feels much more painful to just pick up the phone and follow up with a prospect than to go out and go another month without landing a client. In reality, another month without a new client is far worse than just picking up the phone, but that's not how our brains are wired. We need to push past this, rewire our brains, and commit to ourselves. Having a vision with real goals attached to it is what helps you do this. Now, the final type of challenges is in limiting behaviors, the things that we do ourselves. And the first aspect here, resistance as your leader, well, look at it this way. If you hear all of this, understand it, and yet still find yourself in a place of inaction or inconsistency, ask yourself why that might be. What are you resisting? Is it fear? Fear of failing is super common for entrepreneurs, new and veteran. Fear of success, crazy as it may sound, is real too. Feeling like an imposter, that you're afraid others will see you in a certain way as foolish or incompetent. They might realize that you're not really the expert that you say you are. All of these ideas come up into your mind. You need to push past this by forcing yourself to define what your future moves will be. Mapping out a plan at a high level, starting with what big goals you would like to accomplish, the solution being a mix of both mindset and practical application here, and figuring out what that path ahead really looks like. Know that everyone has fear. Not everyone shows it, but the most successful still have fear. It's the act of moving forward with that fear, making progress towards your goal, that is important. And that is what courage is. But, a little anxiety isn't bad. It keeps you sharp. You just need the tools in place that you can move forward, even with a little bit of anxiety along the way. Another part, ultimately, is experienced when you fail or are rejected. And it's that you need to understand, this is simply feedback. And you can use it to learn and improve, and these feedback loops are one of the most important and powerful aspects of running your own business. They're always there, you're always in the business in some way, you just need to pay attention. The next thing is allowing yourself to be bogged down in the logistics, the administration. So once you decide at a high level how you're going to market yourself, you start to get lost in the details shortly thereafter. The messaging, the different steps of the process, the design needs for marketing collateral, the tools you're going to use in the process, and so on. You need to let go of all those details in the beginning, commit to the right strategy first, and then you can worry about, okay, how do I actually execute this? Strategy before tactics, before details. Without looking at the how to execute, that is how you get into the place of getting the right strategy. Otherwise, you get your mind distracted and limited. You can find a much more powerful marketing strategy if you think in this way. And having that kind of control and command of your mind is really important in business. You start with that mindset of having unlimited resources, and then you can back into what's more realistic, but that's what gives you the full creative potential. This also helps the other issue of thinking about how to win clients. Rather than resisting an idea, you go down the rabbit hole and use it as an excuse not to take real action. So if you are open-minded and thinking about different ways, but you spend weeks researching how to execute without actually executing, that's another way of getting bogged down in logistics. You can't use constant learning and exploration as a way to avoid action. Next is using time available as an excuse. And this is always going to come up. It's very common for people to complain about having only so much time in the day. Ultimately, that time is limited that you have, and managing it can be difficult. When you're a solo operation, you're wearing many hats, and even with a team, you still wear many hats, including many others, and managing other people takes time. However, if you find yourself with the impulse to need to clear your inbox, when you know in your gut you really need to be taking other action to get new clients, but you're allowing an excuse, you need to address this. You need to avoid enabling yourself. Your mind will do mental gymnastics, and you're going to try to justify why you need to handle certain things that jump up. And it's really about being diligent about your time. It's a vital thing. And I recommend certain rules to follow for time management, and they can have a profound impact on your effectiveness. Things like having focus days for your most significant work and processing days to clear out the less important times. And also days of rejuvenation. Aside from that, having certain rules on how you spend your day and having a specific schedule that you can commit to so that you are continually checking the boxes that you need to reach your goals, and giving yourself enough freedom in the meantime as well to work on the projects that are most important. But time management and how you schedule out your days is a big time move in your success as a consultant. So, real solutions to get through your greatest challenges exist. Those are the 9 major challenges. In short, they're about submitting to blind hope and lacking clarity on your current business today and your future plans, and the limiting behaviors that most of us have even when we know better. So let's look at 4 solutions that will together fix these problems that we face. And the first I had mentioned earlier is personality-based marketing. And this is an approach that I teach because personality-based marketing basically allows you to be consistent in what you do. And that's the main KPI, like we talked about, to successful marketing for a consultant, being consistent. It also helps you to identify the 2 most effective strategies that you can use to help you in your own way with the limited time that you have, being efficient with it. And the concept that you not only do what is right for you, but also your target market is important to be consistent and sustainable over time. But it also means that you're doing things that you are energized by. And so that you can happily execute, you can look forward to it, you can become an expert in it, and you continue to maintain it over time. There are still some parameters of what will and will not work for strategies, but the process of finding your best PBM strategies is what will allow you to find success both in the short and long term. Second is a tool of simplified goal setting. And I know that this is nothing new. I'm not trying to pretend I'm onto something new here. No one's heard of goals before. Everyone has heard of SMART goals, but this is what helps you move forward and stop waiting for the perfect timing to maintain motivation long term. And despite being so familiar with this, why does it seem like no one's actually following a goal setting process to actually maintain and update the vision and set of goals over time? The tool here is the process, an initial creation and ongoing regular updates over certain intervals so that your goals are top of mind, they're relevant, and they're a ongoing behavior, not just a one-time thing or once a year type of thing. Another approach is gradual mindset recalibration. So there are many things that are important to a successful business. You have functional areas like marketing and sales and accounting and finance, legal, technology, HR, so on. But mindset is where you keep motivated. It's the biggest factor of being successful in marketing and sales, and it's the big thing for pushing past resistance. For an entrepreneur, and particularly a solo consultant, the greatest indicator of success is going to be their mindset. Calibration is the precise adjustments of something. Throughout your life, you have calibrated your mind in a certain way, subconsciously. By making conscious efforts to recalibrate your mind, you're rewiring your brain in a certain way that will make it so that you are as effective as possible for who you are today, rather than where you have been throughout your life in the past. I get that this isn't a hard tool to use when you think about it in this way. You don't punch in some numbers and get a firm result, but this is probably the biggest thing to focus on. And you know that mental health is a big topic, and that's very fortunate. It's more and more common today than spoken of. And, well, that applies to all of us in our personal and professional lives. Mindset is mental health, and that can empower an entrepreneur, or it can limit them if ignored. So, having a plan in place of how you continually work on your mindset, the areas that you need to work on, and then to implement that so each day, week, and month you're gaining some ground is the real benefit here. And another tool is the business building scorecard. And this is a system I built up for myself, and it's the most significant tool I've ever used in my business. And it isn't some automation software, it's nothing that was expensive to create. It was actually free to create, just putting in my time and developing it over years. And it's really about measuring your ongoing progress, consistency, and development of your professional practice and your entrepreneurial mind. And I do this with the scorecard because the scorecard is what allows me to keep an updated tally every day of my progress. It helps to make sure that I'm highly effective with my time. It's what ensures that beyond the initial planning, you stick to the daily and weekly actions that you need to lead yourself to the goals that you set for yourself. And it also places those goals front and center to you. It's the thing that makes sure that you stay committed to the critical projects that move you forward, to avoid being distracted by the non-critical ideas, the different things that pop up on your desk over time. If there is one major tool in my business, mindset is important for my overall approach, but as a hard tool, this is it. This is what keeps me moving forward. So, what do we notice about these solutions? There's no 7-stage marketing funnel proposed here. There's no secret advertising formula that I hinted at, and I'm asking you now to pay me to tell you what the trick is so you can get your $1 million business. What I am offering is a systematic process to develop your own unique and effective consulting business. You can take what I told you today and try to build it up yourself, or you can also consider joining the Consulting MBA program. The program you can think about kind of like a franchise, but without all of the ongoing royalties and the restrictions that come with that. You get all the tools and the guidance to build your business. You're getting that framework, but you aren't falling under someone else's brand or umbrella or rules. This is what franchises and the entrepreneurial spirit clash with. All of those kind of things, the restrictions, really. And despite there being so many advantages to franchises, people don't like to do it because of those restrictions. That's why I like this comparison. You're getting all of the benefit of a franchise without all of the restriction that comes with it as well. So this is your chance. If you have no interest and want to continue figuring things out on your own, I respect that. You can close it out now. But if you might be ready to take a step forward and you want to hear more, stick around for about 5 minutes and I'll briefly tell you what the program looks like. First, we went over some of the concepts we used in the program today. And in short, it's about building your own consulting business. If you want a business where you can have more control of your future, if you want to be your own boss, or if you want to dictate more of how much you earn or how you spend your free time, there's a good plan here. Consulting is great for that. But right now, with that thought, you might have some anxieties come up because you've tried this before, or you don't know where to begin, or you think you can figure it out yourself, but you have some doubts in the back of your mind as well. And there's the complexity of getting started and where to begin, what works, what doesn't work, what to avoid, how do you manage your time to actually make progress. All of these things I know come up. This program is about giving you the structure that you need to make meaningful progress. We simplify things for you. We provide structure that you need to move forward quickly and effectively, but also flexibility so that you can create a business that fits you. Now, to be upfront, this is a $1,500 investment to join right now. And here's what you get with your investment. The first element is a 5-part self-paced program. This is hosted online. We use kind of a flipped classroom concept from higher education, meaning you get the lectures online and materials to support you, but access to the professor, your coach, for any questions you might have. I actually do teach at college, and part of why I do this, frankly, is because I love teaching young minds. It also keeps me sharp in pedagogy, the art and science of teaching others. This is something that a lot of people who offer online classes lack, and it is what allows me to make sure that my programming is highly effective. I study the art of teaching. I don't look at this as just an online class, but there are videos and materials that help you move forward, and it's very similar to how we handle hybrid classes in higher education as well. So, what if you run into an issue, a challenge, or you just have a question of some sort? You can simply ask for help on one of our 2 weekly Q&As. It's a live Q&A. In the online group, we have a community. We can jump in at any time and leave a message, and we can all talk together with other students as well. Or by email, if you want to be guided along in the appropriate direction or find a certain resolution. In short, you're really never alone. This is something where you sign up and you have someone with you along the way. Your success is really vital for the success of Consulting MBA. Everything comes out of having an excellent product. It's important for marketing. Without a great product, you don't have anything good to market. And about successes, that's the best way to continue growing and showing that it can be successful. So it's important to us that we see you having success. On top of all of that, we learn from you. So helping you through the program, any situations that come up, is what will help us learn as well. And this is, again, kind of like the flipped classroom concept. You get the material where you don't need me just talking at you and telling you what to do, but you do need me to help you make certain decisions. And this is what allows you to do that, having that personal attention as well. For every step of the way, we make it as easy as possible for you to take action and make progress. Our goal is to help you unlock your own inner genius at each stage with the tools that we provide to help focus your thinking, to make progress moving forward. We have different tools and worksheets and guides along the way to help you with that. Also, as I mentioned, there's a community. In any journey, you'll be accompanied by other members on a similar path as you through our membership community. And this is one of the most rewarding aspects because you get support from others in a wide variety of perspectives on whatever idea is in your mind. So there is something major here to just having that extra bit of work around you. You also always get the extra opportunities that come up. If we release new books and programs, if we have a live event, you get first access. Really, whatever it is that we can be in your corner for, we support you along the way. We give you the extra that we can provide to support you. And if you talk to us and tell you what your challenges are, we try to go that extra step to help you through them or create new materials, new content, new tools, worksheets, etc. to give you that extra bit of help that you might need. So to get started today, you can register online now. And feel free to click the button below to apply or join directly at consultingmba.com/core. If you're interested in that, go right ahead. If you'd rather talk to us first, go ahead and click apply. Now, as an extra bonus for you, if you join after watching this video, we'll add in a marketing expert library, which gives you copies of the training materials in Getting Digital Marketing Right and Digital Marketing MBA. These are marketing strategy processes that you can follow for your own business, or if you're a marketing consultant by any chance, then for your clients as well. So you're getting the core program itself, the 5-part self-paced program, and all of the extra support that comes with that. Unlimited access, it's available online. You're getting the personal advisory and coaching, the tools, worksheets, guides, the membership community, the extras that we toss in there, and then the gift as well, the marketing expert library. All of that can be accessed if you join today. If you prefer to talk to us, feel free to schedule a call. Again, click the apply button below, or join immediately at consultingmba.com/core. It's up to you, whatever works for you, but we hope to hear from you, of course, and if you have questions, feel free to schedule that call and chat. Otherwise, we'll see you in there.